Hello all students, hope you're doing very well. Welcome to the next module of HTML course with me Priyanka Sharma. In this particular module, we will be learning about the colors of HTML, how we can use different colors in HTML, and this particular topic, colors, HTML and colors, we will be splitting it into two modules. So in this module, I will give you an introduction to different types of colors, codes which we can use in HTML. And in the next module, we will actually look at how we apply the concept of colors in different modules. So let's get started. When we talk about the colors, there are different type of color codes which are available, which helps to represent the colors we see every day in the different or the same format. The format in which computer understand colors are divided into different formats. We will now be looking at the list of formats in which the computer can understand the color codes. So HTML color codes are actually represented in different ways. The first is RGB. I would request all of you to keep this list in mind, and when you start creating different projects using the HTML, it will give you more clear understanding as to how we use these different color codes. So this is the widely used HTML codes that we use. Now what we are going to look at is the different type of color codes and their definitions. So let us get started with the hex code. So in the case of a hex code, it is basically a 3-byte hexadecimal number. So when I mean by a hexadecimal number, it is represented as hash XX. So this is how a hexadecimal number is actually represented. The range starts from 00 all to the end of FF. This 00 is the one which is having the lowest intensity, and the FF is the one which has got the highest intensity. Alright, so to give you an example, the color white, when we say, it has a hex code of hash FF. See that? Highest intensity. On the other hand, the color black has got the lowest intensity. So I'll show you the color code of black. Now my dear students, whenever you will be making websites, whenever you will be creating web pages, it is not at all required for you to remember the color codes. Alright, these color codes are readily available on different websites. So all you need to do is find the correct color code for the particular code you are using. Alright, so this is the first color code that we have discussed, which is the hex color code. The second type of color code which is available, which we will be also using, we'll see how we use this, is the RGB. The good thing about RGB is that it is supported in almost all the browsers. So you don't have to worry about the browser in which you are coding, because it supports all the browsers. RGB actually stands for red, green and blue. Now in this, every parameter that we are actually looking into represents or defines the intensity of the color, and it defines the intensity of the color from the integer value 0 to 255. So as an example, if I give you RGB 00255, this is actually representing a blue color. So wide range of websites, when we create, we use RGB codes as well. The other type of code that is widely used is the hex code or the hexadecimal color. Again, supported in all the browsers, and this hex code is represented like this between the values 00 and FF, as we discussed. The other color code that we have is the HSL. HSL is supported in some limited browsers like Internet Explorer 9 Plus, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera 10 Plus. Okay, and let me give you a full form of HSL. H stands for hue, S stands for saturation, and L stands for lightness. Okay, so this is how these different color codes have been created, and these different color codes help us to make our websites as per the requirement. In HSL, H stands for the hue. I'll explain these terms to you in a while. Let's try to understand what all these terms actually means. So H is hue, S is saturation, and L stands for lightness. Alright, when we talk about the word hue, it is basically the degree of color, okay, which ranges from 0 to 360. 0 is red as an example, 120 is green, 240 is blue, just as an example. When we talk about saturation, it is the percentage value, which means, as an example, if I say 0% saturation, it means the shade of gray. When I say 100% saturation, it means full color. Okay. When we talk about the lightness, it represents percentage value. For example, 0% is black. On the other hand, 100% is white. These are the different color codes. The last color code that we are going to look at, or basically one more we'll cover after this, the RGBA. HWB, which stands for hue, whiteness, and blackness. So you might end up using any of these color codes. It's good to understand what all color codes are actually available. And one more color code, which is RGBA, which stands for red, green, blue, and A is for alpha. Now alpha has a value from 0.0 and 1.0, where 0.0 means or represents a fully transparent value. On the other hand, 1.0 represents a fully opaque value. So these are the different color codes which are available in HTML, and good to know in this module. Some good things that we learned in this module are, what are the color codes, how do we actually understand those color codes in HTML, and very soon after this, right in the next module, we will actually start looking at how do we use these color codes. So if this theory is clear in your mind, trust me, it's going to be very easy for you to understand the application of these color codes in HTML. So stay tuned guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.